All right, welcome back. Got kind of an interesting one today. So, as some of y'all that have followed me for a while on Facebook and such, I've drag raced since I was young, and basically at this point, I've decided I wanted to go back to that. My first drag car I ever had that I was racing was a '72 Volkswagen Beetle. I always thought it would be cool to get one of those and make it like I want. So recently, I've acquired the new car. This is a '67 Volkswagen Beetle. It is basically a strictly drag car. We'll open it up here shortly and kind of go through it. It is pretty awesome. So I picked this up from a guy actually here local, but it had come from California, and it's had a lot of work done to it, that's for sure. So pretty awesome car. So he was doing a lot of bracket racing with it. Stock, this car would be a 1600cc dual port engine. It is now a 2276. Has had extensive motor work done, rods, pistons, case, and basically everything you can do to it is done at this point for a naturally aspirated build. Car's running mid sevens in an eighth, which is pretty awesome out of a 4-cylinder air-cooled engine. All right, so as an old school Beetle would be, it is rear engine. This panel is on pins, it's fiberglass, really lightweight. And there's the business end of things. So it has 2 Weber carburetors on it, and they are about as big as you could get on here from what I understand. And got some nice little aluminum covers that he actually made for when the vehicle's just being stored. So it's a pretty cool deal here. So flat 4-cylinder, air-cooled, like I said, 2276. You can kind of see fuel lines coming in. We'll open the front up, the fuel tank's out front. It's running on 110 octane, and that's what I was actually discussing with the previous owner, and he said 110 should do really good in this car. So we're doing that. It's got an empty case that's all aluminum. These factory cases are a magnesium blend, so they tend to be a little weaker. They're a little susceptible to water. Actually pitting the case in the bottom can be an issue when they're really old. So this is actually an all aluminum empty case that should work really well. This is a really tough case. It has extra support in an area that normally cracks, so that's something that you really have to kind of watch for on this. Normally there would be a big air blower here. That has been deleted, and it's gone to an electric blower, so it can still get some air on the cylinders. These are finless cylinders. Maybe a little bit hard to see, but they're pretty monstrous comparatively to factory. So that's pretty awesome. Should be very tough in the world of air-cooled Volkswagen Beetle stuff. So this car is ran off of MSD, and 7AL2 box. It's got all the different 3-step module. You got your MSD, you can set your RPM. Then he actually was discussing he had gone back to an empty shifter. Seemed to work better for what he was doing. I'm going to change out the switch panel. There's just some more new updated stuff that comes in. This one actually does function and work like it should, but I just prefer a newer style, and so I'm going to change that out. So let's move up front. Front clip off, it's all one piece, fiberglass. So this is what's underneath that. So you got your fuel cell up front. It's got a MagnaFlow or MagnaFuel 275. Not familiar with that. I'm going to see if that's something I want to keep. It seems to work great, so odds are I'll probably leave it. The front end for steering is heim jointed, which is really good. These factory components aren't that strong, so that's a whole lot better of a setup. Something you might notice is there are no front brakes on this car, as it weighs about 1,700 pounds, and it would be pretty tough to not skid the fronts when you're coming off a pass. So has rears only. It is upgraded to disc in the rear. It's got slicks in the back. Center line wheels. These are 26 8.5 15s, and pretty sticky tires. So we'll see how I like those, and we might make some adjustments. There's the fuel tank I was talking about. As I said, 110 octane. It's, I believe he said 3.5 gallons, so it's pretty small. Actually got to get some fuel ordered. There's not a lot of places around here to buy it, so I'm gonna get that checked out and go from there. Something else really cool that he did that was a pretty awesome job is all this glass is Lexan, and it's super lightweight, and even windshield, every window in the car. And he did these quick releases around the car, which is really awesome because you can take it in and out super easy. And basically 3/4 turns, you got the glass out. He did the same on the rear clip, which I absolutely think is a great idea. All these can be pulled out, and then if you got to get to something, super easy to take apart. So this whole rear apron can basically drop off with, let's see, 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9 10 10 screws, or 10 quarter turns, and then it's off. So it's a great idea. This car's got a lot of transmission work in it as well. With the power of these, the factory trans is not very good. They're just not made for that kind of power. This, I think this car's stock would have been 60 horsepower, 70 horsepower, right? Really low. Even with a couple mods, it would have been hard to break 100 back in the day. So it's had pretty extensive transmission work, which I might talk about a little later on, for how it shifts. It's got upgraded axles. The transmission's basically been totally gone through. It's got different gears in it. Everything that you can do to make it tough has basically been done. There's a couple newer things that have come out. We might consider. It's pretty pricey to do the next step. So I'm going to see how this runs, and if I'm happy with it, we'll rock it and just let it do its thing. All right, going back in the driver's area, it's got a Kirky seat, RCI harnesses. The steering wheel is a quick release. I believe I'm going to swap out and try to get a Motion Raceworks steering wheel. I really like them, which here's a good reason. It's a little tough to get off sometimes. There it is. And so it is still quick release. It does work, but some of the new stuff that's out is just so nice. It's hard to pass that up. Looking in the driver's view here, it's got a fuel pressure gauge, RPM gauge. Looks like both these are auto meters. This is VDO up here. Cylinder head temp, as this is air cooled, and it's since it is finless cylinders, got to keep a little closer eye on that. But it does have a fan, so you could still watch your temp a little closer. Everything is fab on the low side of this car, under the dash here, all aluminum encased. Definitely super lightweight. Floor pans are aluminum. It does have steel under the driver's area, just for some extra safety. This morning I actually got in here and unbolted the seat, got it pushed back, set up for me, as I'm a little taller than the previous driver. So that works out pretty good. Got a catch can mounted back here. And, where the rear seat was, that's where the battery is, actually under that. So that's pretty good. He was he did a lot of the Buggerama Fest, which he has a lot of different events that he attended, which is pretty cool. So got a few things we'll update, and just basically got to make some passes in it. I want to go, I'm particular when I'm putting my life in something like this. I'm gonna go through the whole car, get everything kind of just looked over, cleaned up, and then I'll feel good about going and taking it to the track and getting some runs in, and then seeing where we're at. So still got some other projects going too. Still working on the 6-liter in the Mini Cooper. So I've made it pretty far on it. Engine's in, trans in, got a Ford 9-inch in it. And then I decided to buy this Beetle. So got to focus on this for a little bit, and then we'll get back to that. That's got hundreds and hundreds of days and hours worth of work in it. So get burnt out with stuff. So I'm going to let it sit, take a break from it, and then I'll come back to it. Runs awesome. All right, thank y'all for watching this, and we'll get some more videos up before too awful long, and hopefully get some drag racing done in this car.